For 2 whole seasons of the show Bridgerton, we saw Penelope Featherington secretly love her friend, Colin Bridgerton. She really liked him, but sadly, Colin did not see that Penelope liked him in a romantic way. He only thought of her as a buddy and nothing more. Poor Penelope's heart was breaking over and over. But things will get very mixed up in the upcoming Season 3. A new man named Lord Debling is coming. And from what we know so far, Lord Debling seems to have fallen for the lovely Penelope himself. He can easily see her great beauty and smarts that Colin always missed. Right from the start, we can tell Lord Debling has proper aims with Penelope that put him miles ahead of clueless Colin. Debling is actively looking for a wife, while Colin still views Pen as just an old childhood friend. The trailers show Debling properly courting Penelope by all the rules for a respectable man. He asks her to dance, gives romantic flower bouquets, and gazes at Penelope with clear love. Meanwhile, Colin has never once tried to officially court her before. He shamelessly breaks dozens of rules when it comes to his wrong closeness with Penelope. Things like being alone together without a chaperone, carelessly calling each other by first names only, and touching hands without gloves. All massive wrongs for a proper courtship. Clearly, Lord Debling understands how to treat a lady like Penelope with the respect and properness she deserves. But worse, he is willing to embrace all parts of who she is, including the big secret that Colin may reject her over, her scandalous other identity as the infamous gossip writer Lady Whistledown. In fact, Lord Debling is described as someone who appreciates Penelope precisely for being a unique, rebellious free spirit who doesn't just follow society's stuffy rules. As an advocate for nature protection and a vegetarian, Debling himself strays from the norm too. Qualities like Penelope's curiosity, wit, and independence will likely be attractive to the progressive Debling. So on paper, there's absolutely no question that Lord Debling presents a far superior romantic prospect for Penelope compared to her lovably dim-witted friend Colin. He checks every desired box: properness, open-mindedness, seeing her true worth, intentional courtship, in ways Colin never could. Any sensible woman in Penelope's shoes should gratefully accept Debling's affections and proposals without a second thought. But of course, true love rarely follows such predictable reasonings. Despite Lord Debling's merits, Penelope's heart still stubbornly longs for Colin above all others. Her lingering love for the oblivious Bridgerton man-child represents the one desire properness cannot satisfy: the heart's inexplicable selection of a soulmate. No amount of logic can dictate or undo that cosmic force. In a trailer, there was the instance when Colin asked Penelope if they are friends.
Are we not friends?
Friends.
Even though Penelope said friends, her reaction clearly shows us she still have feelings for Colin. Penelope no doubt sees all the ways Colin continually falls short as a suitor. He never actively pursued her hand, always treating her more like a sibling than a woman to be treasured. He trampled on her self-worth time and again by insensitively dismissing her romantic viability. Worst of all, he undoubtedly broke her heart into pieces when she overheard him bluntly stating he would never court her. Yet the strength of Penelope's enduring feelings for Colin, across so many years and emotional hurdles, speaks to a deeper spiritual connection between them. Despite all rational reasons not to, she is truly, profoundly, and perhaps even divinely meant to be with Colin. That mystical pull of twin souls cannot be extinguished by more sensible options like Lord Debling. So when faced with Debling's clear interest and dignified courtship, we can envision Penelope finding herself torn between her heart's desire and her mind's common sense. While Debling's virtues impress and tempt her, some stubborn essence inside will still hold out for Colin's improvement. We now have the ultimate romantic puzzle. How in the world can Colin possibly change course from his bumbling ways and win back Penelope's heart before she settles for the worthy Lord Debling? Make no mistake, he has an incredibly difficult campaign ahead to prove himself after years of neglecting the treasure right beside him. For any hope of succeeding, Colin must first achieve a profound emotional awakening to the depths of Penelope's feelings and his own. We know this catalyst will likely arrive through the brave actions of his supportive family members like Francesca and Violet. They will cleverly lead him into realizing his subconscious pull toward Penelope stems from her position as his destined soulmate all along. You can check out our previous video to know how will they make Colin realizes his love for Penelope. With that blindfold finally taken off, Colin's eyes can open again to all of Penelope's great things: her bright and smart talking, strong courage and ability to keep going, pretty growing beauty, and huge loving heart. Things he always liked without knowing, but stayed blind to because he only thought about himself. Now finally, he can see how much she is worth after taking her for granted. Only after Colin gets real emotional maturity can he go to Penelope with the humble respect she deserves and fight hard to get her trust back. He must open himself fully, admitting he finally woke up to the truth, that Penelope is the perfect wife for him in every way, much better than any shallow society rules for a wife. Colin must make her believe they are meant by the planets to be together and cherish each other's spirits forever. With skills to woo her grown from his realization, Colin's chances get better. But truthfully, rebuilding Penelope's broken trust in his love will be an uphill war after decades of unintentional neglect and straight-up rejection. He can no longer rely only on their cosmic connection as lifelong friends. Colin must prove he is a devoted partner who will make Penelope the most important in his heart, like she was always meant to be. Erasing the hurt from his thoughtless past demands a level of true gentlemanly behavior, honesty, and romantic devotion never seen before from the formerly clueless bachelor. Small gestures and empty words won't be enough. Penelope's heart wants that kind of over-the-top, soul-bearing commitment that few men can keep up. Only Colin's full and never-ending efforts over a long time can realistically break down her walls and make her believe again in their eternal bond. If things come to a dramatic point where Penelope accepts Debling's proposal, maybe only the most huge public show by Colin can save her faith, an outpouring as dramatic and grand as their decade-long love itself. Flowers raining from horse carriages, sudden singing echoing through London streets, passionate declarations shouted from palace balconies. That level of extreme romance may be Colin's last chance to rescue Penelope from Debling's hold and reassure their cosmic connection. And let's not forget, his biggest draw remains Penelope herself, the sharp observer who can spot real sincerity from fakeness. Colin's task demands he fully embodies the earnest truth of soulmates in a way even Debling's most polished attempts cannot copy. Not just symbols of love, but the collision of universes, the merging of spirits recognizing their other half across lifetimes. So, who will finally win the heart of our beloved Penelope? The refined, seemingly perfect Lord Debling, proving he fits every shallow checklist? Or the spiritually destined but bumbling Colin Bridgerton, willing to move heaven and earth to fully awaken to their profound fated bond? The hopeless romantic must wish for true love's cosmic victory, but the practical viewer may bet on proper traditions over wild passion. Share your thoughts. Who would you like to see Penelope end up with by season's end? The traditionally proper husband in Lord Debling? Or her soul's literal other half in the reformed romantic Colin Bridgerton?